Hey guys, welcome to another GameXplain discussion. I'm your host, Andre Seegers, and this time we're joined by Derek Bittner and Josh Thomas at the BitBlock to discuss a recent data mine for Smash Bros. That revealed that 3 new characters and some more stages might be coming to the game. So, let's get started. Alright guys, so this news came out last night, where apparently a data miner for the game did find, several vacant slots left in the data that does suggest there's even more content coming to the game. Again, as I said, specifically 3 characters, and it sounds like either 2 or 3 stages. It's a little bit confusing on that front, but we'll go with 2 stages for this discussion. So I thought it'd be fun to get together and just talk about either what stages and characters we'd like to see, or what stages and characters we expect to see. So I'll go and start things off here. I think one character we can expect to see for sure is going to be Wolf. I think he is almost a sure thing, like guaranteed. It'd be a perfect tie-in for Star Fox Zero whenever that ends up coming out. And I think it is a character a lot of people wanted to see come back. And the game actually doesn't have... I mean, there were 3 characters in Star Fox Brawl, in Smash Brothers Brawl, and I think it makes sense just to bring him back as well. He's already done in Brawl. They wouldn't have to tweak him too much for Smash 4, and I think it would please a lot of people without being a ton of work for the development staff.
Yeah, I think I can agree with that. I mean, that was basically one of my picks. Wolf just seems like a shoe-in at this point, and it's pretty much, to me, only 2 slots left because there's no way that Wolf is not coming to this game at some point.
It just makes so much sense, especially with the Star Fox Zero tie-in, right? I mean, I guess they could use Falco for that, the amiibo at least, but that's coming out before then. So yeah, this is really the only tie-in they could have left, and I just think it makes a ton of sense. So
okay, I've got one.
Yeah.
You guys ready for this?
No.
Okay.
Did you say no, Andre?
I did.
I want somebody to be the savior of Chibi-Robo and save this character and bring him to the masses. And I think Sakurai is the man to do it. I really want Chibi-Robo to be playable in Smash Brothers. I think it'd be amazing.
You know, he would be one of those kind of like off-the-wall choices. Even though like he has been in games and he's appearing in a game really soon, he's still one that I don't think would occur to almost anyone. So, and I like that. I like those off-the-wall shots. I like the off-the-wall characters. So
with Ziplash, they added like combat moves to the character with his plugs, so it would kind of work in a Smash Brothers setting, I feel.
Yeah, but like what if he could actually like latch onto things and pull himself up or to them? Like he could actually like latch onto a character and like suck him right to him, kind of like Scorpion.
Oh, jeez. That'd be a little
grab.
Yeah, there you go. That'd be a little crazy. I mean, yeah, Chibi-Robo could definitely work, especially after giving him all the moves from Ziplash. I can't really see him as a character, though. I mean, his whole franchise is in trouble right now if Ziplash doesn't sell well. So I don't know how likely that makes him as a playable character in Smash. An assist trophy by definitely. They could do a lot of fun things there with him. But I'm not too sure about an actual character slot.
Would you have said that, though, about Pikmin and Olimar?
No, I think
they're weird.
They are a bit weird, but Pikmin is still like... Pikmin was one of the biggest, like the last big franchises that Nintendo had before they started cranking out a few more IPs. And it was that brand new IP that a lot of people connected with and really stuck with them. So Olimar did not feel like that big of a surprise to me.
Yeah, he didn't to me either. I mean, I feel like Chibi-Robo just doesn't have the same kind, like, he's not really, despite having the ability to latch on to things, he hasn't really latched on with the public, so.
Well, that's because he hasn't had a game since the GameCube days.
He's had multiple games, you just ignored them.
No, I don't know if he has. I don't think so. But, I mean, look at Pit. Smash Brothers is littered with characters that would have been strange choices, but now we just accept them as normal. Like Kid Icarus, that was like the last game that came out was like on the NES or the Game Boy.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. But I think, I mean, and there's also like Duck Hunt 2 as an example of that. But those are, they have like retro appeal, right? Whereas Chibi-Robo isn't quite at that level yet. He doesn't have, because I mean, those were big games at one point. Chibi-Robo's never really been a big game.
Listen, in my heart, it has, Andre, and that's what counts.
I know. I mean, don't be wrong. I think Chibi-Robo actually would be a cool addition, but I'd like him for the like WTF factor. But I don't think it's going to happen. So.
All right, well, I'm miserable now. Good job.
Good, that was the point.
Sorry, Josh.
That was the goal. I guess for my choice, I I mean, people always ask me who I voted for in the Smash Ballot, and my choice has always been Isaac from Golden Sun. He is missing as an assist trophy in Smash 4, and his moveset would work out really well, I feel, for Smash Brothers, and I'd love to see him. The only problem is that it's been a while since we've gotten a Golden Sun game. It's been since the DS, and that's not exactly a thriving series, but I'd still really like to see him, and I think he'd be he has all these Earth-based powers that would make him really unique as far as a fighter. It'd be really cool to see.
Uh-oh, I hear alarms going off at BitBlock headquarters.
Why is that?
Because it's an anime character, or an anime-ish character.
I just know him, though, as the guy that would send giant waves out of his hands in Brawl. So maybe he's cool, I just don't know anything about him.
Yeah, he had that push ability in Brawl, which honestly wasn't that great.
Is that referencing anything from his character?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things you can do is you have these psychic abilities, and you can push around objects using those abilities, and other times, like in his case, he can summon like stone pillars in order to reach higher places and stuff like that. So there's a bit more of a puzzle element to Golden Sun's gameplay rather than just he used Earth attacks in combat.
Yeah, I actually think he'd be a cool addition. I didn't play much of Golden Sun, but he would look pretty visually distinct, and I think they give him a pretty cool moveset that will make him stand out from the rest. And he does have that niche appeal, right? Where a lot of people did play Golden Sun, but not much has been done with the character really since then. I don't think, right?
Not really, no.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I actually could see that one happening. I mean, I don't think he will, but I wouldn't be that shocked if he were to appear in the game. All right, so if we're going with Smash Ballot picks, or since you just went with yours, I'm gonna go with mine, Derek. And of course, I mean, obviously that'd be Captain N, but I know that's not gonna happen. So I'll go with my next one, which would be King K. Rool. I think it'd be awesome. Like, I've long been a fan of King K. Rool. I know a lot of people aren't. He seems to be pretty divisive in the community. I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. That's just my perception of it. Like, some people are either totally for him, or some people are totally against him. I'm a huge fan of the original Donkey Kong Country games, especially the first two. And I'm still hoping that he comes back in one of the retro games at some point. That they keep making those. But yeah, I would love to see King K. Rool. I think another heavyweight wouldn't be bad. Another villain wouldn't be a bad thing. But even putting that aside, I just like him as a character. And yeah, I think he'd just be a fun one to play with, especially because he has like a lot of moves they could pull from across all the games he's been in. Like, he could use a pirate gun. Like, I would love if they do based on his Donkey Kong Country 2 appearance, where he's basically a straight-up pirate. And now that we have the pirate ship level, like, it's perfect.
I would like to see it too, yeah. I mean, he's been a regular, just a king, a pirate. I think he was a mad scientist in DKC3, a boxer in DK64. I mean, he has all these strange moves, and he has a very distinct look. And again, I think it's the fact that he's a heavyweight and a villain that really makes me want him to make an appearance in the game. And I think he has a pretty decent shot. I mean, he's always pretty high up there in the Smash Ballot, and he might just be a common choice anyway to get in the game. It's, obviously, Nintendo hasn't forgotten about him.
I'm amazed that you said some people didn't want him. From what I've heard, that seems to be like one of the top-running, most wanted characters for the Smash Ballot.
I mean, it might be a vocal minority, but they've been pretty vocal from what I've seen. There are people out there who do not want him in this game.
They want the Tiki Tak tribe in the game then, right?
God, I guess, right? I will say, I actually did like the enemy cast of Tropical Freeze. So when, I was gonna say they want to bring in like that villain, I guess that'd be okay, but actually no, it wouldn't. He wasn't he was fine, but he's not King K. Rool, so
there's a certain amount of charm and personality to King K. Rool.
There was, yeah, exactly.
This one is I don't know, maybe a little random, but I've wanted to see this character reappear in a multiplayer game for a long time. I'm amazed that he hasn't. I would like to see Professor Gadd enter the Super Smash Bros. Arena.
That'd be cool.
He's pretty unique, I think.
I'd be totally on board with that.
Yeah, and he's also, like, he's a mad scientist, so he could have all sorts of weird gadgets to fight with and stuff.
That's a really good point. Like, so I've wanted them to change Luigi forever from essentially a Mario clone, although they have changed him a lot, so he no longer feels quite like a clone. But I would love to, I wanted to change Luigi to use his vacuum from Luigi's Mansion. And this could be a good way of having that same idea. Have Gadd use a vacuum, whatever other gadgets he can come up with. E-gadgets. And he could use maybe some of the nozzles from Mario Sunshine that he supposedly invented, for instance. Yeah. I think that'd be awesome. Like, I think I would love that because he has been Like, he has been in several games. He's always been, like, a very much of a background role. I would love to see him take a more prominent role in a game.
Yeah, he's in both Luigi's Mansions, of course, but then he was also in, I believe, a Mario and Luigi game.
Yeah,
and he's
Partners
been
in
in
Time.
Mario Party 6. Yeah, he's been in Mario Party 6. He had his own game board. Not playable. He wasn't playable, but that's what's weird to me. Like, he's this character that they definitely, like, bring back and reference, but, like, he's never been playable, even like a Mario Kart or anything, and I don't know, I think because he's a mad scientist, he could have all sorts of weird gadgets to fight with.
That'd be cool.
I think he could definitely work, but him playable, making his first playable appearance in Smash Brothers, I'm not sure. I was really hoping he'd be playable in Mario Kart 8. I think he would have been a great addition to that game. I was more definitely like a Mario Party or Mario Kart 8 or those type of games. I'm not sure about Smash Brothers. I mean, he could definitely work. I mean, I have a theory where pretty much every Nintendo character could work as a Smash Brothers character. It's all about popularity and whether or not the Sakurai wants to put the effort of putting this character into the series. Because obviously they somehow gave a moveset to both Game & Watch and Duck Hunt and all these non-combative characters and made them work. And so that's no character is discounted in my mind. Whether or not he'd become playable starting with Smash Brothers as DLC, I will have to wait and see, but I'm not optimistic about his chances.
Yeah, for the record, I don't think he would be in Smash, but I'm just saying I think he would be cool.
Yeah, he's your Smash Ballot choice, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't vote for anything, but if I did...
I didn't vote for anything either. So.
With these three characters left, obviously there's going to be one that's going to be focused on the ballot choice, right? And then the other two, do you think there's a chance, like, one is a returning Nintendo character, like, for example, Wolf, which is the guarantee, and then we have the ballot, whoever wins that, and then is it possible we could get another third-party character? Could the third slot be perhaps for an indie game title like Shovel Knight or, dare I hope, Shantae? Do you think that would work as far as getting another three characters in that way?
So are one of those your third choice, Derek?
Yeah, I prefer Shantae over Shovel Knight, personally.
Okay.
Because she has a much longer history with Nintendo. Okay.
Yeah, so to answer your question, Derek, I think one of them, I think there's a chance there could be like an indie character in the game, especially with the support that like some of them have been getting seemingly. Mm-hmm. It would further like, establish further promote Nintendo's indie scene, which is something they've been all about recently. They've been doing a great job with that. With that said, I don't think Shantae stands a chance of hell appearing in the game, but Shovel Knight I think has a good chance. Especially with the fact he's getting a freaking amiibo now. So
yeah, when does that come out?
Next year sometime is what they're saying. In
actual stores, or is it just like online? Or
I don't know if they've said how they're reselling it yet. I think that's to be announced. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I actually could see Shovel Knight. I think he would be a really unique character to have in the game. They could do some cool stuff with this shovel, obviously. They can't do with other characters, I think. Like I would love to see him bounce around like off characters. Like if you could do that, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, both of them would be really cool, and obviously Ash would love Shovel Knight to be in the game.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if his amiibo counts or anything because that's not a Smash branded amiibo, so it doesn't automatically guarantee anything. It's just for whatever reason they work together with the Nintendo to get a amiibo out, and so any indie developer could technically do that if they really wanted to. And I really hope WayForward does that with Shantae, but we will see.
Yeah, but it feels like I don't know if we know all the details. I mean, we even interviewed the head of Nintendo's indie scene about the Shovel Knight amiibo. But, I mean, I think it really does sound like they've afforded Yacht Club Games some special, like, privileges, right? Like, they are the ones launching this amiibo program. And yes, while anyone can now, effectively anyone can make an amiibo now that follow the guidelines, they are the first to do that. So that's why I think they are the most likely of any indie developer to have a character in Smash.
It is possible.
I mean, I doubt it's going to be the only indie character that has an amiibo, so...
Oh yeah, they won't. I don't think they will be, but they're the first ones to have one.
I mean, yeah, I can definitely see an indie character entering Smash.
You sound thrilled. All right, well, I think I have one final choice left, and that is an Inkling. I have an Inkling. It might be an Inkling. Actually, I mean, it's either going to be a DLC character or it's going to be part of the next Smash game. And I said before, I think there's a chance that we hold off on it for the next Smash game, since they'll probably want some big original characters to launch that game with. Mm-hmm. And I think that could be one. But with that said, if they don't go that route, I think it could appear now as DLC. And I think an Inkling would be awesome. They have perhaps some of the most unique movesets that could be a character in the game by being able to turn into a squid. The question is, like, how would they incorporate that into the gameplay mechanics? Like, half of me is picturing, like, what's that guy from Killer Instinct? Is with a fuchsia, so he could turn into a puddle and move around and then do an uppercut immediately. Like, I could kind of picture him, like, an Inkling having a move like that, where they turn into a puddle and they, move a short distance before popping up elsewhere. But then they have the gun, of course. I don't know. There's so much they could do with that kind of mechanic. I would love to see what Sakurai comes up with for that character.
And Splatoon is like one of the most popular Nintendo games to come out in
it is.
quite a while.
It's huge. Yeah, it's like in Japan, the sales are like through the roof, like for a new IP.
Speaking on the popularity, the game has apparently sold more units, or the same amount of units as Mario Kart 8 in Japan in less time. That's how popular this new IP is. It's amazingly huge, and there's so much they could really do with the Inkling character. Like, if they do choose to bring an Inkling in, are they going to use the ink mechanics? Like, is the character of the Inkling going to be able to spray their ink around in order to be easily able to move around the area, or are they just going to sort of do their best to just streamline those mechanics and allow them to move around like that in a more limited capacity? And it'd be really cool to see them use all the different weapons that are available, maybe some of the sub-weapons. It's just, I mean, their final Smash could easily be an Ink Strike or something.
Oh, yeah, that'd be pretty cool, actually.
I mean, there's so much they could do with these characters. I'd love to see them, but my gut tells me they're probably going to hold off until the next Smash game, because announcing them would be pretty huge for that game and immediately get people excited.
Like, especially if it comes alongside a Splatoon 2.
I think you mean to say Splatoon.
Oh!
Did I just beat you at one of your own horrible puns?
How dare you steal my thunder?
You've fallen into his trap.
Yeah. Oh, it has to be called that now. Oh my god, that'd be so good.
Splatoon.
All right. We're turning this into a Splatoon discussion now.
Yeah.
So again, back to Star Fox. I'm not really too keen on Wolf coming back. If he comes back, great for the people who want him. I'm happy for him. But I never really cared too much about him in Brawl.
I actually personally don't care that much either. I just think he's a sure thing.
But I think there's a much more masculine, much more intimidating member of
Slippy.
the team. Yes, now you're stealing my thunder. But I really do want Slippy as a playable Smash Brothers character.
You know what? I would be totally on board for that, but that'd be so random. It would do the salt that people would have for that. Oh my god, it'd be so good.
It'd be so perfect.
Yeah.
And Mr. Miyamoto has mentioned that's his favorite member of Team Star Fox.
That's true.
So if Mr. Miyamoto has any pull on Smash Brothers, we could be seeing some Slippy.
They're gonna Slippy the Slippy.
Oh, goody.
Yeah, no, I just want another troll character, like Duck Hunt Dog or something. It'd be amazing.
Slippy would be interesting. Not sure how likely. And honestly, if they bring Wolf back, I have a feeling he's going to see some massive changes, sort of like how Roy had a lot of changes to him when he was brought back, and Roy actually became my favorite of the Fire Emblem moveset, or at least the Marth moveset, after he was introduced, and they really changed it up how they did. But they can even do that sort of big changes to the formula with Slippy. Obviously, he wouldn't be as fast or as Fox or Falco. So he'd definitely be probably the more trickster type character.
You're being speciest right now, Derek.
Oh, we'd have a huge jump.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Slippy's gonna happen either, but I would be totally on board for that. As for Wolf, real quick, I actually think he'd be very similar to how he appeared in Brawl. I think he'd have almost the exact same moveset, because I think pretty much most of the characters from Brawl have been largely the same. It's only really the melee ones like Roy that were switched up in any significant ways.
Honestly, I really don't have any others left. I'm down for any character they introduce, honestly. It'd be really cool. But I think we can easily move over to stages now, since we have possible stages coming.
Yeah, so let's go with 2 stages that we want to see, each, either what you expect or what you want to see. One of the ones I'd love to see, it's something I've wanted for a little time now, it's another Zelda stage, which I know we already have a fair amount of those, especially with Pirate Ship again showing up. But I don't think we've had any stages based on A Link to the Past. So what I want to see is a traveling stage based on the world map from A Link to the Past. Do you remember how the camera would zoom in on it at the very start of the game? I want a world map like that, but done in 3D, where you travel from location to location around A Link to the Past. I think it would be awesome. I mean, I guess it could actually even based on the world from A Link Between Worlds. because that's already done, that's in 3D. So they could base it on that art style. And I think it'd be really cool if we just hopped around different locations of Hyrule, such as like Hyrule Castle or the Kakariko Village, over to one of the temples, for instance, and maybe even to the Dark World. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, that's the top-down Zelda games are definitely some of my favorites. So
Yeah,
like,
same here.
stage based on those would be great.
It would look awesome, but that seems like a lot of effort to put into. Of course, we got Super Mario Maker stage, which obviously also has quite a bit of effort put into it as well. So I guess it is possible, but yeah, I'd be down with that. It just, I don't see it happening, but
It's
totally
not going to
down
happen.
with it.
It's something I want to see. Yeah.
A stage I would like to see, at least, we might not get an Inkling character, Inkling playable character for this DLC, but I can totally see us getting a Inkling stage, especially after Super Mario Maker got a stage. This is as we said before, this is a huge new IP. People would love to see it. It's another great way to promote it. And I think they could do a lot of really fun things with an Inkling stage. Have the ink pop in and out, have them fighting in the background or something to that effect, or just do something with it. And I think it'd be really cool to see.
Anything Splatoon put into Smash Brothers, I would be very happy about.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm down for that.
So the two stages that I picked are actually based off of characters that I said, so I don't know if that was the wrong thing to do or not. But one of my stages is the Sanderson's house from the original Chibi-Robo game. Now, the reason I picked this is because imagine how fun it would be to be playing Smash Brothers in a stage where everybody seems tiny. So you'd be battling on top of like the sofa or chairs. You can jump over to the bookshelf, and the characters are walking around through the living room and stuff. And I think it would just be great. Basically, I want Chibi-Robo to live again, and I know Sakurai could do this.
That would be really cool. It's sort of a more hazardous role variation of the levels like Gamer or Nintendogs on the 3DS.
Yeah, I like those are some of my favorite levels too, where you have that the weird perspective of the characters suddenly feel tiny and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That would be cool, actually.
That's why I said it.
Josh only says cool things.
Yeah,
well, that's very untrue.
What about you, Andre? What's your second stage?
I'm gonna go with the Splatoon thing as well. Like, I think, they go with I guess they would have to have an Inkling as a character. Assuming an Inkling is a character, I think they would get a stage, and I think that stage would be Inkopolis. And I think it would just be, a relatively simple stage where you just fight in the main hub with, the tower and the city itself as a background. I think it'd be cool. Like, it'd be simple. Like, I don't think they'd be able to do too much with it as like in terms of like being a traveling stage or anything. But I think it'd be fun. Like, I just think it'd be a fun little a lively area in which you could play in, similar to like one of the Animal Crossing stages, for instance, that you drop into town.
They could also have the Smash Fest happening in the background.
Oh, no, that would be really cool. Or they can make it like, or actually, if you go with the Animal Crossing idea, that could happen at night, for instance. Maybe if you play at night or on specific days or something. Maybe even during actual Smash Fests. Or Splatfests.
Yeah.
Or Smash Fest.
There we go.
Yep.
When you do team battles, they'll be doing the colors and whatnot.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. I'd like to have like an active battle going on at some point, but that seems like it might be a little disruptive, or I don't know. I'm sure they can come up with a good idea, but an Inkling, a Splatoon-based stage would definitely be really cool. A returning stage I'd love to see come back, though, is I want Saffron City. I want Saffron City to come back so much from the original Smash Brothers. We've gotten a lot of really good ones that came back already. To get Saffron City in there, I think would just be perfect.
Yeah, we've talked about that before, and I agree. That stage was awesome. I mean, I'm a huge fan of almost pretty much every stage from the original game, but that one is one of the ones that tends to stand out, even compared to the rest. And yeah, I think that would be awesome. It was just such a fun, distinct feeling level. It was basically had 3 different sections to it, and I love that. It felt completely different depending where in the level you were.
Would you want them to remake it with like nicer visuals, or would you want them to directly port it like they have with all the other N64 courses?
Ideally, remake it, but obviously that's not going to happen based on the track record.
Yeah, I'd want them to remake it too, but I mean, they did update, Hyrule Temple from Melee, so maybe they would do it for this somewhat, so I don't know. I think they'd have to. I mean, I don't know.
Well, the reason I ask is because some of those Pokemon
I was going to mention the Pokemon,
like,
right.
They look terrible. They're GIFs. Yeah.
But the thing is, like, now I'm thinking, like, if you updated the graphics to make it actually look good, it would look so cheesy having like good looking Pokemon pop out of that door. Because it is kind of like a cheesy looking mechanic, right? So I feel like they almost have to keep it old school, just so like the silliness of the Pokemon popping out of a door like makes sense. Like,
Oh, so my my second one was just to go with my Professor Gadd thing, where I think it'd be cool if you could fight in Professor Gadd's lab.
that thing's super small.
That's the point, Andre. There's nowhere to run, little guy.
All right, I'm on board. That'd be awesome.
I've played Smash with you, and you've tried to run from me for too long. We're going to take it to Egad's lab, where there's nowhere to run.
What will be really cool, actually, is... So, in Luigi's Mansion, he had, like, that giant control panel, right? Like, what if the lab is, you know, it's a small-based arena, but what if there's, like, different switches and levers on the wall? If you interact with them, like, if you hit them, either by being rammed into or actually manually running up and attacking them, would actually change things in the stage, like dropping platforms or secret doors in the floor?
I definitely felt like, you know, they could use some creative logic there and just expand it a little bit and make it bigger for a stage. And then, yeah, having stuff that's, like, you can activate it to drop things, and, yeah, that'd be totally what you would want from a Professor Gadd lab.
I like the sound of that too, just Gadd Lab.
Gadd Lab.
Yeah. That'd be cool, man. I'm up over that. Alright, well, I think that about wraps up for us here, so thanks guys for watching. If you liked our discussion, make sure to like and follow us on Facebook and Twitter at GameXplain. You can find links to them in the description below as you go away to keep up to date on everything we post. And Josh, do you want to let everyone know where they can find you at?
Sure, they can find me at the BitBlock on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. I think that's pretty much everywhere.
Alright, and of course keep an eye on GameXplain for more on Smash and other things gaming as well. Thanks guys, bye.